Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be melding two things that I'm really obsessed with. I'm going to be merging books and my Animal Crossing villagers because if you don't know, I am obsessed with Animal Crossing New Horizons. It just released at the end of March on March 20th and I have been playing since release. I did pre-order the game. I've been playing ever since. I have more than 300 hours logged into the game. I'm still working on my island. I'm still trying to find my dreamies. But I want to meld the two. And I actually saw this idea on Allie from Hardback Hoarder. Her channel, I will have it linked down below, like her video, because it is so adorable. But yeah, so I definitely wanted to do this idea and I let her know I was going to do it, but I wanted to give her some credit because this is not my original idea. But I challenge those of you out there that make bookish content, if you play Animal Crossing and you read, to do this because it's such a fun idea. So the basic premise of this video is going to be, I had my 10 original villagers that were on my island and are islanders, and I want to recommend books to them, things that I think based off of their personality. And after playing like a month plus with some of these characters, I think that I could recommend something that I think that they would enjoy. Now I do have some different islanders now. I have traded some with like amiibo cards, or I've just like had them move out for whatever reason, and I am on the look for some new fresh faces on my island. But I do still have my original two characters that I started with. I haven't played since the original, and the original released in 2001, and I haven't played since then, so it's been a while. But yeah, I loved the original back when I played it, but it's been so long that I've basically forgotten everything. So I consider myself like a new Animal Crossing player, but I am making friends and I am having fun. And I thought this was such a good idea. Pashmina, she is like a sisterly personality type, and I thought that she would really like Final Girls by Riley Sager because she's really into like modern stuff, and I figured as a sisterly thing we could kind of like gush about Riley Sager and she could possibly read all of the other Riley Sager books. There's three others that are out, and there's another one releasing later this year, so I thought she would really like that. Plus it goes with her like aesthetic in her house. She has like this like wooden block, bold color, like red, yellow, blue color scheme going on. She is always singing on my island all of the time. She is my #1 musical person. But yeah, I think she would really like Final Girls by Riley Sager. Second starting villager that I had was Jay. He's a little like blue jay, and he is a jock, and so that's his personality type. I wanted to pick something like sports related for him, and I think he might really like Fence, the graphic novel series or the comic series. I've only read like the first 1, 2, or 3. I know I've read like at least 2. I might have read the 3rd, and I think they're average. I think they're okay, but I think Jay would be obsessed with this series because he loves sports so much. He loves working out so much, and he's always talking about sports related things. The next villager that I had on my island was Nate, and he is a big burly lazy bear that talks about food all of the time and all of these like weird things. And he also talks about like bugs whispering recipes into his ear, and his room and his house are kind of not the best, but he's such a lovable bear at the same time. And because he likes these like weird food things, I thought what better series to recommend to him than the Harry Potter series, because I can definitely see him trying all of the things off of the trolley and just absolutely being captivated by the magical world of Harry Potter. So yeah, I would definitely recommend Harry Potter to Nate. The next villager I got on my island is Bubbles, and Bubbles has become one of my favorites, and I'm having a really hard time letting her go. She has a peppy personality, and she always calls me her bestie, and she always says bam Prezi, and I just love her catchphrases and her interactions, and she's she's like a hippo character, and when she smells flowers, I swear her nostrils get like 10 times the size that they're normally. I just love her so much. So I want to recommend to her Heartstopper, the comic series. I'm absolutely obsessed with it, and it's just such a swoon-worthy, like, fun, like book to talk to other people about, and I could just totally see her binging the series either on the web or in the physical copy and being obsessed with it like I am, and then we could chat about it all day long. The next character that I had on my island was Lily, and she is an adorable little frog, and she has the cutest pink cheeks, and she's so sweet and so small, and she loves to read. I always find her like in the flowers reading, or she'll find a spot around the island where I have like little seating areas set up, and she'll be reading, and she's always interested in the flowers and the bugs and all of that. So I thought she's really into books, and what better than to recommend a book about books to her? I think you know where I'm going with this. I'm gonna recommend Mr. Penumbrum's 24-Hour Bookstore to Lily, because I think she would be obsessed with it. So I think that's the perfect recommendation for her. I hope she loves it, and I hope you do too. Okay, moving on to my next villager, I ran into Sky, which is this like wintry wolf. She has really cool coloring. Her favorite color is teal. If you go into her house, she has like lots of white, and she has this like snowflake rug. So I think that she would really like something winter related. What she might like, My True Love Gave to Me, which is 12 holiday romance stories, and she can get a little taste for all these like wonderful holiday stories, and I could just see her curled up in her place with a mug and sitting by her snowflake rug reading all these stories and absolutely enjoying it. And I have Stella, who is like so sweet. She has these little slit eyes, and she is just so sweet, and she makes friends with all of the other villagers, and I just love her so much, but she's one I'm going to eventually have to let go as well. But she is also really obsessed with the flowers. She will often go up to flowers and open up her little flower guide to try to identify all the flowers on the island and learn more about them. She has a cozy little red sweater on with flowers on the front, so I wanted to recommend to her The Secret Garden. I think she would be obsessed with it. I think she would like construct her own garden based off of the garden in The Secret Garden, and I just think she would absolutely adore it. The next villager that I had on my island was Renee, and she is this beautiful horse with pink hair and piercings, and she is also a sisterly personality type, and I wanted to recommend something to her that I think that she would read and we would be able to discuss. That's how I think of like the sisterly things, like she's like an older sister type. So I want to recommend The Kiss Quotient to her, because I love talking about that book. It's so swoon worthy and so steamy, and then she could follow up with the rest of the series. Next up, we're going to talk about Kitty, and Kitty is this snooty grandma cat that has a super traditional house, and she has like everything fancy in there. It's like dark woods and rich colors, and she wears these big glasses at night and carries around her little bag, and I just love her personality, but she's snooty for sure. She's a little sassy, and when her and Jay talk to each other, it is hilarious. But for her, I wanted to recommend kind of like a classic and something that like, because she seems like that person that she has always read all the classics, and like maybe this is one that she hasn't read yet. So I want to recommend to her The Handmaid's Tale. I think she would absolutely love it, and then she can binge the show on Hulu. And the last villager that was part of my original 10 was very tragic, and it is Rodney, this weird colored hamster, and it was just, it's tragic, but I ended up kind of falling in love with him because he is so nice and just so cute. Like after you get over the initial like, ugh. But he is a smug character, so his personality was really fun. But for him, I thought he might like Six of Crows, because there's lots of characters, there's lots of like heist stuff happening, and I just think he would like fall into the story and end up like raving about it. So those are my original 10 villagers and the books that I think that they would absolutely love. I think they fit their personality types, and I definitely have some new islanders already now from this original 10, so I might do this in the future, but I just thought this was a fun video, a way to like meld the two together. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed. I know it was a little bit different. Maybe eventually one day I'll stop talking about Animal Crossing, but today is not that day. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're having a lovely day or night, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye!